Morning, everyone. I'm Engineer Andro again, and this is Kwentong Inhinyero. So, if you notice today, I will be talking in English because we will be talking with one of a guy that is born and raised in US, but he's a full Filipino. And yeah, today we'll be talking about identifying red flag contractors, how you will flag down their wrong practices, and how you will end up choosing the right contractor. So I hope will this will help you determine and save money for your dream house. So this guy is the owner of PhilInspect, a well-known inspection company, or should I say, third-party inspection company that deals with identifying and proper inspection and making sure that the projects or your home or your dream houses will be as per standards and will not be a house that is poorly constructed. So, Sir Mark, say, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I appreciate the introduction, Engineer Andro. Yeah, I just wanted to thank you for your time. And again,
Yeah.
for your viewers, I just want to let them know that we are a full comprehensive property inspection service. We will inspect the roof, the structure, the electrical, the plumbing, everything from the interior and exterior, and we'll be able to provide a report based on our findings and give recommendations on either rectification, repairs, or replacement. What's good about our service is that we have licensed engineers that will inspect the unit, and we'll use the plan as basis in comparison to what's actual, and see if there's any defects, any issues, and then this will be then passed on to our client, which now they can make an informed decision, right? Because a lot of people often in this in real estate, it's measure hard to really find someone that you can trust. I mean, it's really right now they just trust the developers, where there's nothing wrong with that, but there is no perfect property, right? There's always going to be defects, right? So that's
Mm.
our job, to find these defects, and for the clients or the owners to understand that, hey, I want to live in my property safe, and in the end have peace of mind.
The thing is, even though these real estate developers try their hard to give us a luxurious townhouses or properties, there will be a point in time that they will have delays, they will have setbacks. There will be a point that they are eager to complete the project on a certain time that it will affect their business because for real estate people, or at least real estate personnel here in Dubai, I don't know if this works also in Philippines. In Dubai, like there are months that the rents or the price of the properties were on its peak, like from September to no, it's from August to November. The prices of flats or villas or apartments, I should say, in Filipino people's point of view, were at its peak. So most of my clients, they are so desperate to complete the project before this timeline so they can sell their properties, and they can get big, or the maximum profit they can get out of their property. So in return, their judgment for quality and their attention to quality will be less, and it will be compromised. That's the reason also I should presume, or I should assume, that here in UAE there are a lot of third party or consultant is required. So in the Philippines, usually they thought consultant is client representative, but
Mm,
it's not always like that. A consultant can be a consultant plus client representative, but it can be a consultant alone, and there's a separate client representative, and there's the contractor. So it's a three-way entity. And now I want to start asking you, in your point of view. So, like in my vlog, I used to be spotting the
mm,
the mistakes, the red flags. So I want, and I'm happy and I'm excited to talk with someone who have the same point of view and
mm.
who have the same mindset of pointing out the mistakes to help people. So let's start by Sir Mark. Can you give me some red flags, at least one, that
Sure.
a client should highlight or should note down to determine the proper contractor?
Yes. One of the red flags that we see often in properties is hollow tiles, kapak, right?
Okay.
Or it means that it's not really easily to identify, right? Because tiles are going to be tiles. You walk on it, there's not really anything that you can really see if it's hollow. So us, when we're doing our inspections, we have special tools that we will tap the tiles, and based on the sound, if it's hollow, it'll have a different sound than actually if it wasn't hollow. So those are one of the red flags that we have. I mean, who's to say that the towel setter wasn't tired that day, or he was a little bit, after before lunch, he's rushing just to
Mm.
finish the
Yeah.
tile. So I mean, it's really based on our experience. The works is actually, I mean, they're done with people that know how to do it, right? But what's missing is the lack of supervision, right? It's the fact that,
Yes.
hey, everyone knows, if the tile setter knows how to set tiles, he knows how to set tiles. But if there's a way that it could be better, someone needs to let them know, right? And not just assume that, hey, because you're a tile setter, you know how to do it 100%, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the red flags with tiles, right? Tiles is one of them. Another one, electrical, right? Electrical is another big one, right? Because electrical, it's so easy to hide behind the walls, right? With clients or owners, how they test out the electrical is, I'll get my phone charger, plug it into the outlet, and if it charges, my electrical is good. You get what I mean? Like, they're
Yes.
not gonna question it, right?
Yeah.
Thing is, they don't know about, I mean, when with electrical wiring, you splice it, did it actually get connected correctly, right? Is the insulation good, right? So there's different tests that we can perform for electrical to see, for the breakers, each breaker, we can meter each breaker in order to figure out the insulation is, does it have good connection, right? The most
Yeah.
important thing with electrical is to make sure that everything is connected correctly, and to prevent fires, right? Because I believe the number one reason for a fire is here in the Philippines is because of electrical, right? So which makes our job very important, right? Because our job in the end is to provide a service to our clients, which will then make them feel peace of mind, because we inspected the whole unit and we find all the defects. So those are a couple. I mean, there's way more, but I just wanted to start off with that for now.
Yeah. I mean, while you're explaining, I kind of think the spaghetti wires, as we call on
Yeah,
Philippines.
above
So that's the
ceiling,
number
above
one.
ceiling,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
They just
number
hide
one cause
everything
of
hot. Yeah.
fires. So yeah, I mean, you focused more on quality, which is good. I mean, like I like that you said lack of supervision. It's common. There's no perfect worker. I mean, there will be the best worker in town. You can hire him. He can be one of your team. But without supervision, most of the workers feel relaxed. They feel overconfident. They feel like they can do it easier. They can reduce the quality. They can reduce the workmanship because the supervision is lack. So that will be a problem. That's one of the things that I always promote or advocate. I I always make sure that the workers are maximizing their full potential. It's on a daily basis fight with the workers every time I'm catching small mistakes. They are always telling you it is small, it is very less impactious, or I don't know if it's the correct word. It gives less impact if it's not properly installed. But what I always tell them is it's easy to do the perfect quality or the acceptable criteria. What's wrong of not doing it? If it's hard to do, show it to me. Tell me the parameters that it is hard to do or the reason it's hard for you to do it. Then I will give you a alternative on how to do it in a standard way. But if it's just because you're lazy to do the proper execution, or it's just like it will take you long time and it will harder for you to earn your money, I won't accept that, or I won't buy that reason. You need to give me the quality. But I mean, the things that I want to highlight ahead of this quality checking is the contractual point of view, or at least the the technique on how you hire a contractor. Most of the time in Philippines, there's a misconception. Actually, this is a popular misconception that hiring engineers, hiring architects, hiring contractors with complete staff, and hiring an entity like PhilInspect is a waste of money. So for them, we will charge more, and if it's a residential house, these people are not needed. It's easy for the foreman to execute, uh, and it will be the problem. Next to this misconception is they will take foreman. They will let the foreman judge how they will execute the rebars, how will they lay out the beams, how will they dig the excavation, how will they put gravel bedding on it. There's no plan at all. To be honest, in my page, because of what I do, I experience, or at least I get a lot of messages like what to do on their projects. They mistakenly took foreman to do the job, or their neighbor to do the job without the plan. They just saw the details, no drawings, no anything, and it's a DIY process. Like they will ask some quantities and they will buy it, they will use it. When the point that there's mistake, like they're not confident on the structures, cracks are showing up. They feel like when they are walking, it's vibrating too much to the point that when they put tiles, I know for sure it will crack. So they approach me, and their reaction is like this, face palm. So every time I know that's their reaction. So I mean, it is the good time, and I'm so happy. I'm really happy that you approached me to um start, or at least to talk about these things, because there are a lot of people, or at least in Philippines, that are suffering on this opinion. So hiring architects and hiring engineers is not a waste of money. Actually, the waste of money is relying on one contractor alone.
Yes.
So as
100%.
as a client, you should not rely on one contractor. Even an engineer, or even a big company with an architect, engineer, surveyor, or whatever, they will tend to overprice if they are alone on a project. So the best thing to do as a client is to gather some qualified contractor, maybe at least three. If you are diligent to take five contractors, then ask quotations from them and check how they differ. Maybe the other guy will quote 5 million, the other guy will be 5.5, 4.5. Then if there is a someone who is charging 7 million, so most likely he's out of the line. And if others, or should I say foreman, will be asking 3 million, for sure there will be a compromise in the structure.
Yes.
I'm not judging the foremans. There are a lot of foremans that are good, and but numbers don't lie. There are a lot of foremans that
But
will make your life miserable. So that's the
100.
first step.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wanna go ahead on next step, but I feel like you wanna contribute something to me.
Yes. I appreciate your points, Engineer Andro. So, um, because with my clients, right? Um, uh, some of them they come to me where they already have the issues, right? They wanted to save money, which is great. Everyone wants to save money, but the thing is, with construction, if you if you want to save money, they're gonna take it out somewhere, right? If it's the quality or if it's the manpower, something, right? Because in the end, everything costs something, right? Everything costs labor, materials, and everything. So what I tell my clients is, hey, if you want to save money and you want to hire a foreman, that's okay, right? But if you should hire a consultant or someone that's actually watching that project, that's looking out after the client or owner's best interest, right? Not only the foreman. You can save on the foreman, right? Because you don't have to hire a big contracting team and or whatnot, but make sure that there's someone that's working for the owner side. So with us, with PhilInspect, we do provide a service for construction inspections, right? So with our construction inspections, what happens there is from all the way from day one, from groundbreaking, we go on site, we talk to all parties, the contractor, the engineers, the architects, lahat, And then from there, we align with them, understanding, all right, what's the bill of materials, bill of quantities, and then what's the schedule, right, of the milestones. And then from there, before each milestone or before every progress billing, PhilInspect can go on site, verify the actual accomplishments, and then make sure that if there's any defects or any issues, that we fix them right away before moving on to the next, because that's how we're going to reduce cost, right? Any back jobs, I mean, from the beginning to the finished product, when it's already turned over and we find out with the electrical there's no grounding wire or whatnot, that's a big job. That's chipping through the whole house, right? If we can identify these small things beforehand, the contractor is going to save money, and then and the owner is going to save money. And then not only that, the most important thing is that we save time, right? Time is the thing that will make it longer when there's things that are back jobs. And then, I mean, again, with the workers, I wanted to also talk about that. With the workers, their job is just to do do the works, right? They don't necessarily have to think, they just do. But if there's somebody there that's actually watching them, telling them what to do, they're actually going to do it correctly. You get what I mean? They're not going to say, no, I don't want to do that, or what. They just need someone to actually give them proper direction. And that's what our job is. That's what PhilInspect's job is in construction sites, in renovations. So now Filipinos have an option to have an inspector on their side, looking out after their home, their dream house, something that they're going to be living in with their family, right? So that's what I wanted to add.
The next thing that I want to add, or at least I want to comment on what you have said just now, is there are workers or laborers that will object to you. I mean, not all of the time, but I mean, you will reduce the time or the chances that the people will do mistakes if you will be supervising hands-on. The people, the thing is, as I told, there are workers that are good, but without supervision, they will tend to not do their best. But there are people that are really pain in the ass, you know.
Absolutely,
so
yeah.
they they will not listen to you. They as my as one of my experience in the Philippines before I went here in Dubai is there is a guy who gave a death threat to me, and you know, if you have soft gas and if you're not brave enough, it will eat you.
Yes.
So but what I did that time is I handle it smartly. I approached the safety personnel. I said he's blackmailing me. He is threatening me. Like when I go outside, he will do something bad. So I don't want this guy. That's the worst case. But there are people also that you know they are personally good, but they really don't know how to listen. So
Yes.
that's the hardest part for me. It's hard to terminate them or to remove them on your team because he is a good person, but like he's really not qualified for the job. So I mean, that time I don't know what to do, but one of my senior guys told me, try him to work on other traits. Like if he's a stillman and he's messing up, try to put him on other traits, or maybe he will be good on that trait. But sometimes they will end up really being terminated because they are very slow and their quality is very poor.
Yeah.
Now, going on our main topic, so the next thing you should check is how they handle the cash flow. So
Mm,
I mean, so there are contractors that are really good, but they have
yeah.
problems on cash flows. So they will end up messing up your building, at least the quality of materials, just to save money because they have problems on cash flow.
Yes.
So most of the common indicators, but this is not limited on the things that I will specify is they will be asking for a large down payment compared to others. Like usually it's 30 to 50%. So usually it's 30, but there are contractors that are really like if the contracting team is just starting, but they are a really good team. Um, they can ask 50%. So I mean, there's a next step which is I want to share later. But for now, let's settle on the pricing. So when you are in the range of 30 to 50%, it's still good. However, it's subject for background checking, and there should be proper permits. Apart from the permits, they should have a proper billing, like they have proper receipt. Don't rely on people who will having or who will require payments without records, without receipts, without anything, just just mouth. So most likely it's a suicide job if it's like that. So I mean, nothing to expound about that. I mean, it's direct to the point. Those are the things. And I mean, the next thing to do once you know their um, down payment or their cash flow is to check their ongoing projects. How many projects are they having? How large is their team? How many engineers they have? Are the engineers licensed? And how many workers they have? What are the capacity or at least as an engineer here in UAE or as a consultant here in UAE, I rely on their maximum capacity. So what I'm doing is I'm checking the total number of projects.
Mm.
Then I will check the amount. So usually there is a category. I want to introduce as well the pickup. So
Mm.
I mean in private companies, so pickup is not that much mandatory. But I mean there are real estate developers, there are mega constructions that require pickup license. But at least there are categories like E. Category E is maximum of 20 million. D is let's say for the sake of example 40 or 50 or something. So from these licenses, we can anticipate their maximum capacity to handle projects. For example, the guy that you are talking about is in pickup category E. So they are authorized to handle 20 million maximum. So check the number of their projects. Maybe they have 5 ongoing projects that are residential. So most likely they will be over budget. So
Mm.
I mean there is a room for upgrade, but if you want to be a I don't know the exact term in English, but in Tagalog sigurista,
Mm. Mm. Mm.
uh you will not
Make sure. Make
gamble.
sure.
Yeah,
You want to
yeah,
make sure.
if you want to make sure, I mean the adjective for people who always want to make sure, I forgot the term, but I mean if you really are a sigurista and you want to make sure or you don't want to gamble your property, don't go to a contractor that is having a category E and having multiple projects. So if you want to make sure, okay, no problem. If you're a category E, I want to limit that one, including my house or my property. You will be handling 4 projects only maximum. So I mean, as per law or as per the qualification, this is your capacity.
Yes.
But still, there are people that are not. They don't care about pickup because most of their clients are private. So it's still a gamble. Apart from this because these papers. Next, apart from the papers, you can check their actual work, how their site run, conduct some inspection and interview on the workers, on the people, on the personals. Are the salaries delay? Are they being paid on time? Is there any problem in material procurement? So these are the indication, at least from my point of view. Maybe I miss out something, but at least there are the things. These are the things that I'm checking to flag down that the company is having a cash flow issues.
I do want to add to that. So you make great points, right? Like really do a lot of research, due diligence on the actual contractor, right? Once you identified who you want to work with, um, uh, what I've noticed, Engineer Andro, is that many clients, they rely on referrals. Okay, referrals. Oh, my cousin referred me this contractor, and like after the referrals come in, they don't even do the due diligence. Wala na. You go in there like, I trust him, I trust my cousin. Oh, look, their house is nice, it's beautiful. There's no reason why they're not gonna build my house, right? So, what I tell my clients is your due diligence is, like you said, kanina. All right, make sure that you look at what projects they've done. Visit them on site, right? Not only pictures, because pictures is different than actually you walking a property. You can see if there's cracks in the wall or how they actually did the tile or lahat, right? And then not only that, but their business documents. Do they have all the proper business documents? Are
Mm-hmm.
they with the permits? And then the PCAB. I tell my clients it's very important that the people that you work with have a PCAB license. Not all cases. I mean, even people without PCAB are still good, but the risk is there when you don't have a PCAB license.
Yeah.
And another thing is I tell them to actually visit their office in person. You get
Yeah.
what I mean? Because having an office, when you go there in person, I mean, you're legit, right? You have an office, you have
Yeah.
branding. It's not like you're just a fly by night, like you're a contractor today and then
Mm.
tomorrow you're doing something else,
Yeah.
right? I think it's so important to highlight due diligence, right? Because
Yep.
building a property, it's not a small thing. This is millions of pesos, right? That
Yep.
like these people that they work hard for this money, they pay on time, and
Yep.
then for the contractors, they know their clients. They know that they're not knowledgeable of
Yeah.
how it works, right? So at that point, uh, for the client or for the owner to trust the contractor 100%, that's a risk. You get what I mean? And those
Yeah.
teams that are like design and build, those are like they have the architects in house, they have the engineers in house, they
Yeah.
have the contractors in house. I mean, for me, I tell my clients it's best to have different parties, right?
Yep.
An engineer, an architect, and then you have your contractor, because it's all they all checks and balances happen at that point, right?
Yeah.
Instead of if they're within one team, they can talk and talk and talk and make something happen, and you'll never know that there's anything wrong with your project, right? Especially that you have OFWs that are out of the country that are building their dream house here, who's actually on site, right? So that's where it's important for us to really do due diligence, right? And make sure that to not rush the process, right? Because people are excited. They're like, oh, I'm building my dream house. I just
Yeah.
got these themes. So a service that PhilInspect provides, right? Before actual construction is that we can consult our clients, right? If they already have plans, our engineers can do an estimate of how much this would be built out, right? And then from
Yeah.
there they can actually get this estimate, and then now send like not the estimate itself, but send it to the contractors. Okay, I want to build this house with this material. So
Mm.
every single contractor that you send out, they're gonna build you the same exact house. But now you can see their prices and their ranges, and then you can take the price that PhilInspect gives you, and at least you can get a basis, right? If the house is
Yeah.
supposed, if we give a basis of 5 million, and you go to contractor one, they charge you 5.5. Contractor two, they charge you 4.5, and then contractor three, they charge you 10 million. Now you can see where everyone is, right?
Yeah.
So definitely what I can recommend is with building a new construction, don't rush it, right? Really do your due diligence, because in the end, if you don't do it, you might end up with a headache. Like one of my clients, she was living in Japan, she paid her contractor. It's already been 3 years and her house is not even finished. And she already paid like 15 million, okay? 15
Oh
million.
my God. Ask ask the client to take me as a contractor. I
No
will I
problem.
will I will not let him down, and I will not let him or let her I will not let them down. Plus
Yeah,
I will not compromise my page, but
yeah,
this is just an advertisement part of it. But I mean, I like what you said, and it's the thing is, I told you this when we are preparing and we are planning on this collaboration. Like you exactly doing the same works or same services that my company that I am part of in the company that I'm part of here in UAE, um, uh, like even in the BOQ or the bill of quantities here in UAE, or at least in Dubai, we call it float tendering.
mm,
So there will be a detailed estimate from our office, that will be the basis of the contractors to be from their quotation. So our office, together with the drawings and the bill of quantities that are prepared by our estimators, we will send it to the contractors without the price. So the good thing is the the contractors will manage to know the entire scope that they're dealing with, and there are people that are, I mean, there are estimators that missed something, and there are contractors that are excluding something to make the contract cost lesser than the actual cost, and just to mark down and to look like they are the lowest bidder.
Yeah.
So if you have a reference of the quotation, and if you have a client representative like what Sir Mark just told right now, there will be a certifying people like PhilInspect that will tell you, hey, the reason these people is having a small amount is he doesn't include the aluminum or the tiles, which is around 2 million. So this will be higher than the other guy. So these are the common dilemmas that our office, and I'm pretty sure Sir Mark's company is handling on a daily basis. So so these kind of things with the, because as a client that are less knowledgeable on constructions, you don't have the things or the skill set to pinpoint these things when someone, or when you compare the contracts. For sure you will just check the final
Price.
contract price.
That's
Yeah,
it.
final contract
They're
price.
not gonna look at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 million, 1.5, 1
That,
million.
that's it.
Please talk with the 1 million guy, please.
Yes. That's it. They
So
don't. They don't
so
go
you,
line by line.
yeah,
They don't go line by line.
yeah,
What's missing?
yes.
Yeah.
Then for sure you're excited to start your project. You will sign the contract, and you will see in the contract, or you will not know in the contract, there are a lot of execution. There will be a lot of clause in the contract that are subject for variation once they start the project, and you don't have anything to fight on them or against them, and you will just end up paying the money just to finish your project. So,
Yes.
so that's the problem. I mean, that's the advantage of having a client representative. So, I mean, there are a lot of things to pinpoint or to highlight or to expose red flag contractors. But I mean, how to deal, or what is the correct thing to do. And I want to start with um, specifying and establishing that taking a client representative on your project is not a waste of money, or it's not an additional expense. It is, to be honest, when I am about to start this podcast, what I think of saying is you hire a third party, or at least a client representative like PhilInspect, then find a contractor. But I mean, if you have a project supervision like PhilInspect, you can now choose DIY, or you can now
Yes.
choose 4 months,
Yeah.
or just a complete set of people to reduce the overcharge or the overhead cost of contractors.
Yes.
But when it comes to warranties and the ease of handling people, it's still, there's still a good thing on relying on contractors.
Yes.
Especially they have equipments, they have machines that will help you execute the projects easier, and there will be like there are consumables, there are formworks that are disposable, there are a lot of things that are disposable if you are hiring a contractor that is from foreman or from small people. But I mean, they will still end up doing the quality that you want because you already have a client representative. But there will be, as I said earlier, there will be a consumable cost inside the quotation because they are small contractors. But
Of course.
on the other side of hiring a contractor that is established already, they have equipments, they have formworks, they have scaffolding that you are just renting it, and as part of your due diligence also, you can check, like, for it's you need to check whether they are quoting for um uh like coco lumber or wooden carpentry as the
Yeah.
formworks, but they will use scaffoldings, because scaffolding is way cheaper because it's not disposable. So as part of your diligence, you should check the quotation whether they are asking for this money and they will give the other service. So I mean, it's very hard for a client again to do that. But
Yeah.
for a client representative like PhilInspect and for like me, I mean, in the future, I am thinking of doing the same in the future in the Philippines. You will have a competent guy to plug to highlight the contractor. Hey, why are you charging this much but you're giving this? Why are you having this kind of overhead on tiles but
Yeah.
it should be this? Why you quoted for a tiles that is 2,000 or 3,000 per piece and you're giving me a tiles that is 1,000 only?
Yes.
So
Yes.
those hidden things or those hidden expense are being highlighted by people that is on your side.
Yes.
So the contract at the end of the day, even though he's the best contractor, even though he's the best foreman, he's the best engineer, it is business. So
Yes.
he will find a way to earn profit.
I mean,
So
it's just
like he will balance the the profit and the service he wants to give you, but of course it's always more on the profit. I
yeah.
mean, I'm not not to look them bad, but it's business.
Yeah.
Everything is business. So without a third party entity or personnel or team who will oversee these kind of things, you will end up pay more to the contractor, which is you should not be paying. So I feel like you like what I'm saying right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you, Engineer Andrew. This is the thing. Like everyone wants a good deal, right? Everyone wants to save money, right? So let's say you have a contractor, they give you a bid, maybe it's like 4.5 million, and then you go, okay, contractor, can you negotiate? But like tawad, right? And then now maybe he can lower it down to maybe 4.2, 4, or even 4 million, right? But what I want people to understand is if your contractor adjusts the price, that's going to be taken out of somewhere, not necessarily his profit, but in the material quality, right? Because the profit, he's not going to touch his profit. The profit's for him, right? So he's going to look back on the bill of materials or bill of quantities, make some adjustments, but those adjustments, the client will never know. They won't know based on quality or whatnot. The contractors are just gonna try to figure out which, okay, if it's the cabinets, if it's the tiles or something, that from there, I mean, it who really gets affected is the end product, right? The end product. But I mean, obviously, with the contractors, they're gonna do their best to make their clients happy, right? But once the deal's there and everything, like that's when things are, I don't know. I mean, it's the quality goes down, right? And not only that, I know you did mention about cash flow before. Sorry, I just want to go back to that because we've experienced with one of my clients. They've been working with a contractor. They gave them the down payment of 30%, right? When they found out that they had multiple projects, that down payment got rolled over to other projects. You get what I mean? They found out because what happened next was they didn't have any money to start the project for their current property. And then now my client is, okay, I gave my down payment, my house hasn't started. What to do now? And then now the contractor's not contacting them. You get what I mean? So really making sure that the cash flow is important because that's a normal thing. Contractors always want to get jobs, madame. But if they don't have a team that can really take that on and really organize it, because contractors, they know how to build a house, right? They're really good at building houses. That doesn't necessarily mean that they know how to run their business financially, right? And their books and then handling how to
Yeah,
distribute the
yeah,
funds from different things. So
yes.
it's like, again, don't, like, for your viewers or for the people that's listening to us, don't always trust that, like, hey, if they have a good charm, they know how to talk to you and everything, lahat. Don't always rely on that because in the end, it's the client that's gonna take the hit. Yeah, is gonna feel, oh, how come my house is built like this, or how come my house is delayed, or blah blah blah. You get me? Don't put any emotions in when you build a house or when you pick a contract. Come at it objectively. You get me? Okay, this one has this. They have these projects. They have this licensing. Lahat. Okay, this one. Not like, oh, my friend recommended this. He seems nice. Okay, let's go with him. Right?
My friend recommended this. He's good looking. I wanna go to this guy.
That's how
No, but
Filipinos
I
are,
mean,
right? That's how Filipinos
yeah, I
are.
like. Yeah, I just realized something. That's why I laugh. I mean, the problem in the Philippines is, wait, I forgot what I'm about to say. So in Philippines, if people,
Word of
yeah,
mouth is strong.
they,
You know what I mean? Word of
huh?
mouth. I mean, if your
Yeah, word of
cousin,
mouth, yes,
if
yeah,
your brother
and
recommended someone, they're gonna be okay. Like it's good, right?
okay, yeah, yeah. The picture is good. The neighbors were the neighbors are talking about this construction.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a huge deal. How where did they get the money?
yes, yes, yeah,
It's like chismis.
yeah.
And,
Excuse me.
it means it will be a chismis in town. So okay, this contractor is good. And like it's not even like that. This contractor is the son of my compare. It's the son of my classmate. Take
Yeah,
this
yeah,
guy. So out of relations, you will not
yeah. You
do
do,
your due
you do.
diligence to
Yeah.
check and to pinpoint the mistakes. But as I said, at the end of the day, it's a business.
Yes.
So for me, as I experience, it's easier to work with strangers.
Yes.
Trust me, I've
Yes.
been here. It's easier to work with strangers because you will. Now I remember. See, that's this.
Oh, there you go.
Now I remember.
There you go.
Be One of the good traits of choosing or having due diligence on checking and pinpointing the mistakes on everything. Actually, this is my way of checking or inspecting quality at site. At my head, I will think there is a mistake. There is always a mistake. This is not good. There are things that I will find that it should be corrected. So
Mm,
in a way, I will not be confident on something and I will check it
good.
thoroughly. So maybe the main bars are not complete. I will count it. Maybe the main bars are not per correct diameter. So I will check every diameter. The spacing are not correct for sure. I will check the spacing. And if I do the step-by-step process, I will not miss out small important
Yes.
things that will impact the quality of a certain column or a certain beam. Contractually or pinpointing or determining your contractor, you can do the same. These people will run away. So what are the steps or mitigation you should do to ensure that they will not run away? So for if they ask for 30% or 50% down payment, ask for a security check or construction bond. Like it's a
Yes.
check that you can
Yes.
have. Like
Yes.
whenever they run away, immediately claim it from the bank and you will be safe. But next step on it, how can I make sure that this check is not fraud or it will be
Found-
a clear money? So you need to check their bank account, bank statement, if they
Yes.
really have a certain account that having money and they have proper cash flow. So from the cash flow itself, I mean from the bank statement itself, you
Yes.
will know if the
Oh,
contractor have a budget. So your first dilemma was completed. For sure, this contractor will not be good in execution. So check you what you will end up doing. Go to their projects, go on
yes.
their completed projects, go on their ongoing projects, check the safety, check the quality. You don't need to be into detail like an engineer. Just check the entire. Is it clean? Do they follow proper safety protocol? Do they treat the workers as a slave or the workers are they working happily on their own pace but the quality is good? Then you will end up seeing how they check. Uh, if you have the guts or if you have the means to communicate the client itself or the previous clients that they have handled, ask their honest reaction. How is this construction? How is this contractor handling your house, handling your project? Are they easy to deal with? Do they address the concerns of a client? Do they have proper professionalism on addressing clients' requests, demands, and all? And more importantly, the thing that I want to add also that we forgot to add during highlighting the red flags, the contractor, once you get it or once you finalize the people who will do for your job, you should have a proper they should have a proper reports,
Yes.
updates,
Yes.
and accomplishment statements being sent to you on a certain schedule. Like it can be weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. So and you can ask also for the cash flow, how much they have spent, how
Yes.
much they have accomplished. Like for sure it will be delay, or for sure they will say that they need money, but at least you have a you have a record, and you have a
Yes.
tracking system that you can rely on to pinpoint whether they are delayed or not. So it can be complicated, but you can ask for a simple ones. For example, 30% means all the foundations are laid out.
Yes.
40% columns are laid out. 50% up to the slab is ready. So those kind of milestones, as we say
Yes.
in construction, you should establish, and you should require the contractors. So based on these things, I mean, I pinpoint now three things to do. And can I add one more? No, I mean these three enough can make you, or can drastically improve your confidence on a certain contractor that they can handle the job. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure you can add something.
Yeah, no, I think you made great points, right? I think um, uh, because what I noticed here in the Philippines, they just I want to pay and then have everything done without. I don't want to manage. I don't want to over like ask them about this or whatever. But this is the thing. It's their money, right? It's their investment. Like if they're not gonna do it, I mean, expect that things are not gonna go right. You get what I mean? So it goes. Even though yes, you hire a contractor, you already pay them to do this correctly. But again, I mean, look all around us in Philippines. The construction quality is so poor. It's so poor because the thing is, I mean, not everything. I mean, there's some nice houses, but really, in majority of the properties that we inspected, really, there's behind the walls, above ceiling. It's substandard, right? So for these people that really want a good property, the things that you mentioned, you have to do that, right? You have to ask for accomplishments. You have to ask how, like, what's your cash flow. Maybe these questions are not comfortable, right? They're not comfortable for the client to, oh, now it seems like you're doubting, right? You're doubting your contractor, but it's not that. You just want due diligence. You just want to make sure, hey, I give you 3M. Where's that 3M going, right? Is that going,
Yeah.
how much sand are you buying? How much, like, lahat. You go in a broken down basis.
Yeah.
So with that, you have documentation where your funds are going, and then
Yeah.
from there, your project will go smoothly, right?
Yeah.
But again, if there's people that don't want to do that, maybe they're busy, maybe they're working, maybe they have children, they have to take care of children. Or PhilInspect can be their option to
Yeah.
make sure they oversee that, or a third party. It doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't have to be PhilInspect, but someone that's looking out after their project for
Yeah.
their basis, right? Not
Yeah.
on the other side, right? So I completely agree with you. Like, I mean, to be honest, if they just followed what you said, their project would run smoothly, and in the
Yeah.
end,
Really.
they'll get a house
Yeah.
that's built with
Yeah.
quality for sure.
It will be on time. It will be on proper quality. Like, I mean, in quality is still a matter of having a competent guy to
Sure,
check their work.
sure,
Yeah,
sure, sure.
but at least contractual point of view, or commercial point of view, you will be having your project on time. You will be not overspending on the said budget. You will not experience like unnecessary on unforeseen charges,
Yes.
which is really, if your budget is limited. Like, most of the people, at least in Philippines, or the Filipinos, they will only prepare, I mean, there are people who doesn't have enough savings. So when they have a dream, there are people who will save the enough money, or the exact amount of money. For example, I'm the contractor. I will tell you, you need 2 million. So this guy,
He's gonna save 2 million.
maybe in 4 months I will complete this 2 million. Now I have 1.5 million. Okay, let's go. So and then there are hidden unnecessary charges and sudden charges, and you will be stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Another thing is, you want a dream job, you have a decent work abroad, you took a bank finance or a bank loan to handle your job, or to handle your project, and there will be an additional cost. How are you going to get it?
Yes.
You're currently you're paying on a monthly basis just enough for the exact amount that they have told you. So without proper client representative or without proper people on your side checking these things, you will be in trouble.
Yes.
So I mean, I feel like we are not. I mean, I will not. I am not. We are really advocate on
Yes.
advocate of these things that it will help you.
Yes.
So there are a lot of things out there. I mean, this is just the core things that you should pinpoint on having a client representative, but there are more.
Yes.
So I myself experienced it here being a consultant in UAE. I've been a contractor before I became a consultant. I mean, just a simple side comment. There are workers. I mean, there are engineers that is working under me now. The contractors, they are telling why it's so hard to hide something from you. I said I'm a contractor before. Before before I became a consultant, I'm a QA/QC. Before I became a QA/QC, I'm a site engineer who handle these people. So I experienced the dilemma or the challenge on completing on time to the point that I am compromising a little bit of quality. So when I became a QA/QC, I know where to pinpoint what they are hiding because I experienced it.
Sure.
Then like majority of my experience is QA/QC before I became consultant. So I know how a QA/QC works. I know what they're being honest and I know what they're being not. So as a
Mm.
consultant, I kind of having an advantage on how to judge whether the QA/QC is lying or not. So I mean, I mean, I'm not elevating myself, or I'm not,
Sure.
I am not lifting my own chair here, but I am telling that if there is a competent person like PhilInspect or like it's not necessarily PhilInspect, but
Yeah.
at least
Just,
you
yeah.
should hire someone
Party.
to
Yeah.
look out for these things on
Yes.
your
On your
property.
yes.
So I mean, to be honest, me and Mr. Mark, we can keep this information on ourselves. But
Sure.
we want to help people as well as
Yes.
we want to expand business. And but the thing is, we don't want most of the Filipinos suffers on the poor mindset, on the poor culture that we have on constructing houses. So I believe this should be a wake up call for everybody,
Yeah.
and
No.
we should consider these things.
Because for PhilInspect, since we are basically the pioneering that third party inspection service, not a lot of people are aware about a service like
Yeah.
this. And then now when they find PhilInspect, they find that, oh, it's just an extra expense. Why do I need this? Right. But what I tell my clients is that if you see this as an investment, right? If you see this as like you're protecting your property, right? Your property that you are gonna build or you're gonna buy, lahat. So really, I mean, one of the properties that we inspected, right? It was a house and lot, 300 square meter, and then we found out that the roof, there's a leak in the roof. There's an issue with the actual foundation. So with that, I mean, if the buyer didn't know about that, then he would just bought the house, right? But now because there's a third party that inspected, we were able to help the buyer negotiate a better deal because we found the defects. You get what I mean? So it means of we were able to help the client negotiate 500,000 pesos on the repairs. You get what I mean? So if you see this as an investment, you don't know what we're going to find, or you don't know what that third party is going to find that's going to actually benefit your property or the future. You get what I mean? So again, yes, uh, it might be an extra expense that's unplanned, but you're risking your property in many years. Maybe the first year, 2 years, okay lang, right? But maybe throughout the years, you're going to spend way more money than actually just investing in an inspection in the beginning, right? So that's my feedback.
Also, I wanna add, we are talking about due diligence, and we are promoting who are helping you on your side. But I mean, you still need to do your due diligence on checking people like Sir Mark or like me when you will hire somebody to handle your project. So it's not because we are highlighting the mistake
Yeah.
of the contractor. You will not check our legitimacy. So as we said, like you should check the contractor. You should check us as
Us.
well, or PhilInspect, or
Yeah.
the competitor as well. And in that way, I mean, the risk of having a problem or having an issue on your dream house will be eliminated or will drastically reduced.
Reduce. Yeah.
Now, this is my personal question, Sir Mark.
Sure.
How PhilInspects usually charge?
So
And
for
sorry. And for sure, the listeners that will be hooked up on this conversation will have the same question.
Of course, of course. So, to start off, is that our inspections for condos, it's by location. How we charge is by location and how large the floor area is. Because the larger the floor area, the longer that it's gonna take to inspect, right? So for condos, it starts at 13,999 for condos, and that's anything 50 square meter or below, right? Anything above 50 square meter, it's only 75 pesos per square. Okay. So that's for condos. For house and lots, it starts at 17,999, right? And that's anything 100 square meter or below for floor area. And anything above 100 square meter, it's only 100 pesos per square. So those are typically for our finished units. But for construction, if they want us to inspect for construction, it starts at 24,999. And that's anything 100 square meter or below, and anything above is 100 square meter, 100 pesos per square. And then also we do have transportation costs too. But the thing is, we do give a discount for your first inspection. So, and for engineer, for any of your followers that are interested in availing our service, we'll give you a special discount for all your followers. We'll give them a discount code. All right, just
Yeah.
whatever code you want, just tell your followers just to put that within when they submit
Okay.
request. Yeah, yeah.
So people out there, follow me before you approach Sir Mark.
No, for sure, for sure. We'll look.
Yeah, that's a
Our
life hack.
thing is, engineer. Our thing is, we want to provide this service for Filipinos, right? We want, like, we're not. I mean, yes, we're a business. We need to make money,
Yeah.
but in the end, our job is to give people peace of mind. You get what I
Yep.
mean? Because the
Yep.
thing is, like, peace of mind. How can you value peace of mind when you're
Yeah.
sleeping at night, when your babies are in the rooms? There's nothing that you can
Mm.
feel when you're like, okay, my house is safe to live in. Or if
Yeah.
you inspect it, you don't know if a fire is gonna start the next day. You get what I mean? That wiring is
Yeah.
exposed, and then all of a sudden water's going through your ceiling, and it's gonna touch your electrical wire because
Yep. Yep.
it wasn't organized, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Also, the next question is, at least PhilInspect, are you uh full time on site, or it's per inspections, or
But
I mean, do you have
it's per inspection. Per inspection. So we go on. So a typical inspection would last maybe 2 to 3 hours for like 100 square meter property, right?
yeah.
So
Mm.
that's a typical
Okay.
inspection.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's per visit basis.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's per.
So see, so I call my followers Daily Dose Army. So Daily Dose Army who will be listening this in the podcast. So that's their rate,
Yeah.
and just
We'll, we'll, we'll
imagine.
we'll make sure all your followers that inquire, we'll give them a special rate.
Yeah,
No, I'll
we'll
take care
see.
of it.
Yeah, yeah. I will promote this one as well, as I told and I as promised you. uh, I mean, I think it's a wrap. So, Sir Mike, I feel like it's a good conversation between us, and I enjoyed it. It's really I'm really happy to talk with a guy with the same perspective and with the same mindset that I'm having. And I'm happy there are entities, or there are companies that are doing the services that I'm doing now in UAE. And I mean, it's the future that I'm looking forward to in the Philippines, and it's my personal plan in the future that I will be having. Or I don't know, we can collaborate in the future. We can there's a lot of
Let's
possibilities
collaborate.
that yeah, this is the first of many that we might work. So I'm looking forward on that. And Thank you for your time and thank you for your inputs and thank you for this conversation. Actually, now here in my podcast, Kwentong Inhinyero, I always end the segment or the talk or the kwentuhan with a very controversial question that you need to
Mm,
answer.
okay. All right.
So the first question is um who among the vloggers, at least in engineering field, that in your point of view, the people very liked him, but he really is a not good engineer or something.
Oh,
That's wait. The second one is um like who is the guy or at least a content creator that you doesn't like personally, but he's really good. Like I don't like the guts of this guy. I don't like the way he talks. I don't like you can even tell me if you want, but he's really good. Technically, this guy is very good. He's correct. He's making a good point, but personally, you don't like him.
okay.
So you can choose one. You can answer at least one, but
Okay.
I'm happy you will answer them both.
Okay. So I just want to start off saying that um, for me, it's not a good judgment for me to say good or bad for engineers because for me, social media is just social media. You get what I mean? And it's not like them in person, right? So, um, uh, you're, I want to give you I want to give you names, but I don't necessarily. I can't pinpoint any specific engineer out there that I can say, oh, he's good or he's bad. You get what I mean? So, I don't actually have a comment to be honest, Engineer Andrew. Like, I know you want to hear something out of me, but what I can say, okay, what I can say is that, for those engineers or architects that are actually creating content, I mean, it's for the viewers, providing so much value in means of being honest, being real. I think that's the most important thing. And the thing is, Facebook or social media can really change the personality of a person because they're trying to be somebody that they're not in social media, right? And the true engineers, the true professionals can see that. They know, hey, that guy's not really doing good or this or that. You get what I mean? And for me, I'm not a I don't necessarily want to, oh, you're that engineer is bad, right? Because for like it's
Yeah.
case by case
Yeah,
basis,
sorry. Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's okay. Edit this out. But this is only. You can
I
include this
don't know,
also.
like engineer, to be
No, this
honest.
is
I don't
no. It's
know. I
okay.
really don't know.
It's just
I can't say any names.
yeah. It's okay. It's okay. The thing is, it's just a
Yeah,
teaser. To
sure,
catch
sure,
the
sure.
attention of the to catch the attention of the
Yeah, yeah,
viewers.
yeah,
What I
yeah,
will
yeah.
do is I will ask you these two questions, and then I will
It's
stop
a
it in
hook.
the middle.
Yeah,
Like
it's a hook, right? It's a hook.
yeah.
That's the hook
So
that you're
it's
gonna put.
so
Yeah.
I like your answer. Are you done or you want to?
Yeah, no, no. I think that's really the most of it is like, hey, everyone has a certain image that they want, right, in
Yeah.
social media. If it's a true image or if it's a fake image, it really depends on
Mm,
how they want to do it,
yeah.
right? Even for you,
Yeah.
like your social media, people see you as the expert, but really
Mm,
maybe in person you're not like that. You get it? Because
mm,
it's a front that you're
mm.
putting into social
Yeah.
media. But
Yeah.
my feeling with you, engineer, is that you're true. The
Mm.
content that you're giving out is very valuable. I mean,
Thank you.
like, I mean that's why people are going to, because you're an expert. They trust you now. You have created
Mm,
trust
yeah.
behind your content,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's my suggestion throughout anyone that's producing content, engineers or any professional, is that just be true, right? Be
Yeah.
true.
Be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be honest, because in the end, people are out there that's gonna trust you and that are gonna rely on your information
Yeah.
in their
Yep.
project.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Correct. Yeah.
set them up with the proper and correct information. That's all I
Yeah.
could.
Thank you. Yeah. It's nice. That's the perfect answer that I'm expecting. No, it's really a hook. That's why I'm asking it.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
I got that idea, or I got that structure of ending a conversation from Alex Calleja, like he has
Uh,
punchline with Alex Calleja. So he's asking controversial question on the showbiz
yeah, yeah,
people.
yeah.
That so I'm just adapting it.
Yeah,
So
it works.
so
It
it's
really
nice.
works. It really
Yep.
works for sure.
So
Yes.
this will then, like, the vloggers will catch the attention of, I'm asking you who's the the worst vlogger out there, especially in engineering, and it will end up they will end up checking our conversation. So that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. And engineer, I just want to say thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you
no, no,
for
no.
your
Thank
time.
you as well.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And let's continue this. This is our first
Yep.
one. Let's see how Pat
Yeah.
edits it or whatever, and
Yeah.
then let's see how. I mean, you
Yeah.
never know. I'm
Yeah.
open.
Usually, yes. Usually, this is my personal time. Like, Saturday. Like, it's Saturday is off for me and my wife. It's our weekends,
Okay,
and because I wake up early, I still wake up early even Saturday. So if we are not doing this, it's maybe I will editing something, or
sure.
I am researching on something. So, or if I'm really idle, I will still play Dota 2. I don't know if you play Dota 2. I'm a gamer, actually.
Oh,
I'm a
you're a
gamer.
gamer. Nice, nice, nice.
Yep. Yeah, I'm back in the college. I used to play 16 hours maximum straight. Yeah, I used to be that guy.
Good,
So
good,
I
good.
mean, but now I have responsibilities. I'm just doing Dota as a pastime.
Nice,
So,
nice.
yeah.
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 So
So I mean, thank you also, Pat.
yeah, thank you,
I
Pat.
mean,
Do you need anything
so
else from us?
so
Okay.
yun. Thank you.